The essence of the independent mind is not in what it thinks, but instead in how it drinks, as we do on Fridays here at Sploshing, where we're catching up with the weekly recap on all those stocks that could never go down again. AMC, it could never get to $8 and change, for example, which it did. GME, the equivalent of $90 just a couple of weeks ago. Spy, well, I don't think that surprises anyone there. 406. And a couple of other things. Tesla had a split. It's now 268, 288 even. Whoa, well, all sorts of prices. Oh, they're going to move too, so we'll catch up with where they're going next. Any moment, we'll also spin the wheel. The wheel splins. First one's on me. Where did it wheel go? There he is. Splish splosh.
Yeah. To all the people, buildings that I was hustling from, they called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. To all my peoples in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop, smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard, you never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach. And I'm far from cheap. I smoke skunk with my peeps all day. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me pissy. Girls used to diss me. Now they write letters cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play toast. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast. Condos in Queens, in dope for weeks. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Small speak. Living life without fear. Putting 5 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood. And it's still all good, And if you don't know, now you know, nigga, And if you don't know, now you know, nigga,
Hello. Do we have me? We have. I'm back. So this is Spy, and you'll know everybody in the world was talking about how price action had met the 200 period moving average, which we're all very familiar with that concept as it's a proxy as trend and how it might represent support or resistance. And everyone then obviously talked about it, and then that's all they look at, that's all they think about. They've had no concept of the fact that it was at the 50 simple on the weekly, and that the 200 comes in at 347. They don't know that. They just, they also would never check the 2-day and see that you've just hit the 50 simple underneath. Nobody does that. So they don't know what they're doing. They just talk about shit after everybody else has talked about it. Oh, that's so boring. Hey. And then AMC, boom. Similar, right? 2-day, there at the 50 simple. See that? Weekly, go up to the 50 simple. See that? 200 holding it underneath now. Interesting stuff, GME. GME, what the look at a look at all these amazing things. You can see here you've only just lost the 50 simple, haven't pushed above it. You know, 2-day time frame, 50 simple and 200, very close there, very close, pushing below the 50 simple. Daily time frame, this cross happened. So when you're talking about charts and you're saying, here, they're exactly the same, they move the same way, and that they don't, they move different percentages every day. Some days they move in different directions, and overall they move completely differently all the time. Whoa! Anyway, that was yellow that ended on, so that's the girls, tough luck girls. You have to do whatever that says.
Huh?
That audio worked, right? Good.
Yeah. To all the ladies in the house, another day in the ghetto. One look outside and I'm already upset, yo. It look about 102. It's a Saturday and Biggie ain't got nothing to do. I'm interrupted by a phone ring. Sometimes I wish I never got the motherfucking thing. Hello, hello, can I speak to Biggie? Yo, who this? Tanisha, your call back, I'm busy. Why don't you hit me on the box a little later? Washed up, got dressed, hits the elevator. Steps out, it's the same old scene. Dope fiend, crack fiend, eyewitness news team. I seen the honey with the butt looking butter soft. I know she look much better with them clothes up off. Sitting all thick with the ruby red lipstick. That's the one I got to get with. Can I get with ya? 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 Why you wanna get with me? Cause you got a big B-U-T-T-C. Can I get with ya? 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 Why you wanna get with me? Cause you got a big B-U-T-T. She said if I get with you, I got to get with your whole hood rat crew. What you think I do? Sling skins for a living? My name ain't November. This ain't Thanksgiving. You ain't Michael Bivins. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Do me, baby, I ain't down. My name ain't Tupac, I don't get around. You hitting this nigga, how that sound? First of all, you got me mixed up with somebody you done slept with. Hold up, that's my unitary shit. I got something slicker. Let me just sip up on this liquor. All I wanna do is smoke a little chronic, slam you like Onyx, and get your hooked on this Biggie Smalls phonic. 102, how to squeeze 22s in them Reebok shoes, huh? Can I get with ya? 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 Cause you got a big B-U-T-T-C. Can I get with ya? 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 Why you wanna get with me? Cause you got a big B-U-T-T. I said, walk me upstairs, cause I forgot my Phillies. She said, I don't care, just don't be acting silly. I knew I had a track with my hardcore rap, and it wouldn't take a second before I had her on her back, twiddling with the brush strap. Threw on my silk CD, cause I wanna get freaky with you. Lose control on the skins is all I can picture. Now I'm about to hit ya. Can I get with ya? Ow, can I get with ya? Why you wanna get with me? Cause I got to make you get. Hey, can I get with ya? Can I get with ya? Hey, can I get with ya? You big booty bitch, come on. Do the big booty bitch. So black, so black, so black. So black, can I get a little so black? Can I get a little so black? Yo, we fucking fucking on this motherfucker. Let me hit the third verse, yo. That was the end.
William.
Can I get with ya? So, this is Bed Bath & Beyond. Weekly time frame. Turn off the drawings. You can see we had a very strong move to the top side that met our previous weekly resistance, and we had a retracement back down again. We can tell that retracement took us below the 50 and 200 period moving average. That price action, if we don't consider this wick to be part of our analysis, which would be bonkers if you didn't have a reason for it, then you'd be saying, well, it's a bull flag and it's going to go up, and the place it's going to go to is $30. That's what you'd look at, that's what you'd say. It might take a while, might take, forever and a day, and I've heard that apparently the Earth moves 6 inches away from the sun every year. So in just 500 million years, we're all going to be freezing cold. But if you look at this, you say, body closes, body closes, quite close to the 50 simple. If you can retrieve these important areas, you could go on. That's what you would say, just as a take on a weekly. You'd also then turn on the drawings, and you'd put it in context. Price action had been in a downtrend. This failed to make a higher high. It has made a lower low. That is what it's been doing for a while. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows. Deeply lower low here. Not as low as your previous low. You did make it out of a breakout. So far with this much of a retracement, does that mean you need to go further in order to confirm these breakout zones? Or are these gaps for another day? It's in a weekly time frame. Zoom into that area. You can see where those gaps are. On a weekly, not a gap, obviously. Here, in between number of wicks and a strong support level where you've come back to through this week, touched into that gap, done a good job of closing some of it, and also been through this one, which persists on different time frames. Drop down to the daily. You can see moved in there a little bit, not completely closed it. Done well on this one. And you're looking at a doji candle here on the daily, resistance at a 236 against where you've come from most recently. So if you did put that on context again back on the weekly time frame, turn off the drawings. See, you've made it back a 236 against where you came down from. So let's turn that drawings on again and say, there's your 236. There's the high. Here's the do here. So if we go with this Fibonacci, looking for it to move back up to a 236 here, it's confluent with the 618 of the same Fibonacci we just came from, would suggest you'd be trying to target up around 1920. So if you're looking to the top side, you could be looking at all of those areas. If you were really, 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 really bullish. Again, turn off the drawings and you can see you've on the 2-day here, you've captured the 50 simple. You didn't manage to close a candle above the 200, so you might have violated it, but you didn't break above and hold it. And you have left this gap in between these two important moving averages on this time frame, and that gap is above where price action is at the minute. You could easily go there. Daily time frame, no drawings, you're between them at the minute, and you've got gaps either side of price action. So that suggests you could be ranging between 13 and 8. Give or take a bit. And then we'll turn the drawings on again. The drawings, and they've got lots of gaps, lots of Fibonacci's. We had previous formations, those representing support lines, which would also now be resistance. They're diagonal, so I'd pay more attention at the horizontals. Those that come in relevant to price action in the future are above 13. You're looking at 1450. 200 period moving average of 236, and that horizontal level will be very important inside the middle of a gap. Pushed higher than that, you've got an 886, and that comes in at 1736. So you'd be pushing beyond a 50% retracement and then targeting that level above. That's all those targets on the way up. But whether you get them or not is a different question, because like we say, you're coming back down again, down to this 4-hour time frame, and you can see you've got another one of these crosses that have been so very important in notifying us with what's going on with price action on BBBY, and you can see the 50 simple approaching the 200 on the 4-hour. We know what that is. It's a golden cross. You're here testing it at the time. So if we move to the top side, a little bit of enthusiasm could push it back up again. Like we see, a golden pocket retracement here on the first Fibonacci. First place perhaps to end target then would be in around that horizontal. We're talking about 1450. So if BBY catches a bit of wind, 1450, that'd be nice to see for everybody who's trading it to the top side. I'm not, just to be frank, but that's not that I don't believe in it. It's just that I have capitals and all things. So 2 hours, so you can see there that resistance level, that Fibonacci, and the gaps below were all come in before a 200 period moving average 787. What I didn't point out there on the daily, because I have done it so very many times, is this idea of if you didn't hold it and if you did get back in, did talk about it briefly on the weekly actually. So if you come back down, there's lots of areas you could test in around $6. If that breaks down, then a test of the breakout zone. 4 hour time frame, you've got a flash there at 494. Down to the 1 hour, BBY 50 simple above you. You would need to break that obviously if you're moving up. That comes in at the same place as the 236. So 11 spot 17. Tough to get out of that zone. In the first instance, it's going to be really tough to get out of that zone, and you should bear that in mind. If your position is critical, then you should bear that in mind, because a lot of other people also in tough spot with BBY. Who knows how it's going to work out, right? Tough spot both sides of the trade, because it's the heaviest shorted stock in the world after a number of others. ICPT. Downtrend here, lost to 50 simple, but that's on the hourly. On the weekly, downtrend here. It's managing to catch a little bit of wind here with some bullish divergence at the lows. 236 retracement, take it to 29. That's a big chunk on what you are, on top of where you are at the minute. 200 period comes in at 382, that's at $50. You could easily push there. There's a gap above. I would not expect it to go from here to the top side of that gap without taking a number of breathers. 236 is the first obvious place. Prior highs within the formation have already been defeated, I would say. And then with this thing being so heavily shorted, which is because it's probably crap, that it's also not necessarily definitively going up, but those people who need to exit their positions are aware that they're in a very crowded space, and that there's very little opportunity for all of them to do it. So it can create volatility. That's the biggest takeaway. Everything else is like just hoping. You can say that, oh, it's super short, so it's definitely going to squeeze. That's not necessarily true. And if it's tiny liquidity, it'll cause it to go up a lot. Not necessarily. Even if both of those things are true, it just means that there could be a lot of volatility. So if that was to the top side, you could be breaking back above a 236 and on again. My facts. It's XD 420. Thanks very much, XD. And two faxes. XD 420. You see, I think it comes because I have both the thing on. Now, I enabled your other boy, so it comes through on 2. Just so everyone gets used to the thing. I have not even updated. I don't even know if I changed the link in the description of this one, so I don't even know, I don't even know. I'm such a big idiot, so I am. Anywho, so me being an idiot, You didn't expect that. So that was so yeah, we were talking about this. This is a weekly time frame, so it's significant there. Today, you're catching the 50 simple. Today, you're back above a 200 period moving average, and you caught the first level of support you might anticipate of moving back up again. This was, back above a 50 simple, then targeting the prior high. You've got a harmonic here. You would suggest at this stage you could come back to a golden pocket if that was the exit. 886 retracement here. This being the high, 236 at the 200. Golden pocket coming in around those levels could possibly happen if this W doesn't take off from here. And we'll see if you then, another touch of enthusiasm brings it back up to those prior highs. If that is as deep as it goes, and then you'd be definitely looking for a target to $30, and that'd be nice. But like we say, it doesn't definitely mean anything. Daily 50 simple heading towards 200. Price action resting above the 236. Still looking like it could go back up again, and there's nothing stopping it other than everybody in the world trying to be short. But because you're already short, that weight that they've created for price action, it's already expended much of that which would be manifest from it. You see? So that's ICPT. You happy with that? Did we do a good job there? Everybody enjoying this now? You all following along in the back there? We're all happy? Nobody's trading UPST, so I could look at it. I've done it before and nobody ever asked for it. So there's the daily time frame on BIG. Big Industries. Big Industries. Big. Used to be bigger. Used to be slightly bigger. Still huge. Huge Industries. Weekly time frame. Yeah, massive, massive industries. 0.85, currently trading 0.74. That's a flash. 50 simple there. But price action could easily go to the 200 in advance of it. You know, it's like very close there already, though. That touch off the top side, rejection through the center line here. Weekly doesn't look fantastic, but you've got a lot to go on the MACD. So moving averages haven't put in such a strong move to the top side in the first instance. Negative slope on the 50 simple, but that's not everything. Stochastic, strong strength of trend, so you could then catch a bit of wave here and come back up, put in your proper W and get all the way up to 1. That'd be nice if it happened. If it happened. Daily says catch that 50 simple. That's pretty good. Back up of a center line would be better than you are at the minute, and stochastics down at near what was that, 8? That's not very strong. 8, not eight. Anyway. So yeah, so 50 simple, catch that, push back up again. You're looking for it to head to 0.875 in the first instance. And where was that flash? 4 hour. There's your pushing towards the 200. No immediate obvious gaps. There's maybe 196 on that breakdown. So maybe that's where you're aiming. Okay. You've already got an 86 from here. There's a golden pocket as well. Plus, suits you. L236. Yeah, you could go A. No, not desperately interested in this one though, as it happens. Other than the fact that, yeah, it's also one of the heaviest shorted companies in the world. And then other favorites of people, this is Beyond Meat. Heavily gap there. First place target 32, the below side currently trading at 24.79, down 7% today. Another gap back above that, but there at 29. A little bit, that looks like interesting information, huh? Whatnot. Once you beat this level here, you could be looking at a measured move on this thing if it continued. Need this to arrest its drop back down again, or it will do this. Continue on down. That would touch in around your body, closes, and you break it down in around here, $23. Totally possible, and quite likely even maybe. Quite likely even maybe even possibly, quite possibly even maybe likely. So, you know, heavily shorted, rolling over there, might come back down. In the bearish control zone, touch a bullish divergence at the minute. So if it doesn't get arrested, which it might do, then it doesn't go down. If it doesn't, it's going there straight away. If it does come back up and continue pushing the top side, 4 hours not enough, and this is like a crap candle, and then there's too many gaps in advance of it. And if you did really, I mean, you could just start drawing in horizontal levels. It's going to be very difficult for it to break it back up at all yet. See, it's like everywhere, gaps and resistance all over the place. But like, if it did head up, that's the first place target. And what else is interesting in? Not this, not as much as I would have liked. Bear flag too. It looks like it could break down just with a bit of a displacement, nothing else. If it breaks that horizontal, you know, comes in at around that level we talked about, 22, 23. You know, that's not nice at all. And if this was a formation, then you're at least already looking at it probably break here, come down. You exceeded that too much, you know, so back within what would then otherwise have been a channel, which probably persisted for longer anyway. And if you're looking to test that level, you're very much coming in on that failure move, the extension from it, and continue down to those targets we talked about. So that one's pretty easy. What else? What else, McPhels? Somebody tell me what did you do that I should do? Somebody sent me a message. There it is. It's fax machine. You know how to do it. See? Just what I need. Someone to tell me. Average Monk, so it is. He's a gentleman. Donate $10. Hey, you freaking legend. Hi, thanks. That's me. Here is some beer monies. Thanks. I have some beers then. What about that wheelie landing there between the green and the blue? Well, thankfully we have an adjudicator who reminds us that it's green and blue's both boys. Did I get anniversary praising? Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Nappyversary. Is that a thing? nappyversary. It is here in Scotland. It's huge. And every day on your nappyversary, Fluffy Bum Harry Fluffy McBumcheeks, he's in the chat box here often on the regular now. Never break the chain, Mr. Fluffy Bumcheeks. And he comes around and he drops everybody off presents on your nappy day. Is it your nappy day? Must be. Hey Jamie, could you do Sava for me, please, and tell me it's shitting. Tell me it's shitting. It's shitting? I can have a look at it. I think that's a nice shark entry here on BYND. Oh, you're looking at BYND? Oh, you're looking at a nice entry, huh? You think so, huh? Oh, right here, or at that that extension. Because you could be looking at it like this, eh? As well, Ken. Whoa. Well then, if it does work out, what are we thinking to the top sides? Mr. Nick, what are you thinking? 236 back above a lot of different resistance levels there, eh? Eh? Interesting. Well, if that move started... where would it go to? Ace. Yo, thanks very much, Ace. Howdy. Howdy, Ace. Howdy. So, a 236. That's what it's called. You have to say it like that or you're doing it wrong. So there's the 236. Yes. So is that at a horizontal level? No, it isn't. No. Is it accurate? No. Sploshing though, innit? Right. So what is that level anyway? $35, 24 at the minute. Aye. It's hard to argue with that, eh? Nice. I'll have some of that. 4 hour. Oh, give me some of this move, please. Give me some of the move. Can you? Right, so, I mean, you had your breakdown from that point, you had your gap. Maybe you're looking at this and saying, Tracepot, what are you about to do, you lunatic? That's not the way it works. What you'll like. From here, if you went back up, you're aiming for 86, 31, 15, 200 period moving averages there. It's also meeting a downward sloping resistance. What-cha-cha-cha. Aye, you could easily get that, eh? You could easily get that. Oh, I'd love it if it went there. I'd love it if it went there. I'd love that. Grilled lobster. Tracepotting, could we get your thoughts on BA when you get a chance? Much thanks. You betcha. You betcha. What is this one? Is that not... Did you not just ask me for something? Did I not read it? I didn't read it. I just got it and didn't read it. What's wrong with my brain? Average mug said, hey, you freaking legend. Here is some beer monies. Oh, I read that bit. Yeah. And then I had to drink a beer, and that was brilliant. And I was like, on my holiday then after that. Oh, well, no, wait a minute. Thanks for the GDRX tip this week. You're welcome. You're very welcome, sir. Super excited about that. 1. Cool. Could you give me a Boeing BA? Look, you betcha. You're the best. GME to 29, AMC to 7. Woohoo! It's the true story. There you go. Could have clipped that. I didn't need to. I got it faxed to me. See, that's how good it is. That's amazing. Being on this side of the camera, I just get faxed to future prices. It's going to happen too. Hey, that one came through twice. GS. Whoa! I suspect that's what's going on. I love that. So let's get into these things. What does that mean? Well, these things. The wheel is doing its business. Keep your eye out for that.
Get money, nigga. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dedicate this one to all the hustlers that get up every motherfucking morning and put their work in. I see you, boy. I'm up before the sunrise, first hit the block, little bad motherfucker with a pocket full of rocks. Learn to throw them things, get my skinny little ass kicked. Niggas laugh till the first motherfucker got blasted. I put the nigga in his casket, and now they covering the bastard plastic. I smoke blunts on the regular, fuck when it counts. Try to make $1 million out of quarter ounce. Keep ghost on the 5-0, fuck them hoes. Got a 45 screaming out survival. Hey nigga, can I lay low? Put some yayo and $1.50 when I say so. Don't wanna go to the pen, I'm in fences. North on a nigga back, missing me killer, dress him down like I'm dirty. But only on the block, just a clever disguise to keep me running from the cops. I'm getting high, think I die if I don't get no wins. I'm in the bucket, but I'm riding it like it's a Benz. I hit the strip and let my music buck. Drinking liquor and I'm looking for a bitch to fuck. Ride the die, making money, then live more legal as I slang another half. So wish it was a kilo. I need money in a major way. Time to fuck my girl, she get paid today. I live thug life and let the money come to me. Cause they can never take the game from a young G. I'm getting money. I'm getting money. So my niggas in Uptown, get money. That's right, y'all. We running shit down 3, 4 days. I'm getting money. Fuck them niggas that wanna box or whatever. Damn if I don't, and damn if a nigga do. Now watch a young motherfucker pull a trigger to raise up. And don't let him see you cry. Try your eyes, young nigga, time to do or die. I pack a pistol in my pocket, ready on my block. Ain't no time for a nigga to even cop shit. I done seen a motherfucker be paid at point blank range, cause he slept on the game. Made a damn thing change. It's shaking the dice now. Roll them if you can't stand pain, better hold them. Cause ain't no telling what you might roll. You might fold cat J's from a slight cold. You better live your life to the fullest. We clip the killer bull, got a pistol, motherfucker, better pull it. And even if they kill me, they can never take the life of a young G. I'm getting money. I'm getting money. That's right. Yeah, that's right, boy. I'm getting money. Talk about that shit, boy. Yeah, I'm getting money. Just that shot with the motherfucking house. Get paid, get money.
So, what are we thinking? $38? $38 and beyond, mate, but it's a piece of nonsense. Daily time frame, now I want $46. What you like, you lunatic? Well, it's like, and then when you talk to you like that, no, I'll just take 50 then, and then it's like doubling and doubling it, and then they're like, well, it's a short squeeze, I suppose you can have it. That's the way it would go, wouldn't it? It's just all starting from this, we catching that, oh, aye. This sort of thing, having pushed back up from what seems like, double bottom, excellent move, breaking support here, having put in what is a divergent high and having touches of it along the way, it could well be that this level doesn't hold and all of these probabilities fall down and this, just really has to come back and test this support properly after this extension. Could possibly be that way. But if it does catch all this and, does push back up, well, there's a 236. 35.62 is the golden pocket on this retracement. If you got back above 26.20, maybe that would be where you started looking for it to go 29. If you make it back above there, maybe you're looking for 35, and then if it gets back above there, who knows? Maybe this is just after that point, right? Fuck it. I mean, that's the high, but 50. Just fuck it. Anyway, that wasn't what you asked about. That was though, but it wasn't. It was BA. But yeah. That song? I was just about to play it. It goes like that. So there's a gap, he filled it. Here's a gap, he filled it. There's a gap. Didn't bother filling that one. Eh? So it's like not yet learned, right? It's just like a little foal. It's like a little foal just been born, learning to walk, right? Fills some gaps, but not all of them yet. Wibbly wally, jonky legs. Little foal, lovely little foal. Hey, ramp is eating. Ramp. Right, so there's the high, there's the low, there's your 236. Getting back above there, 382. Wasn't resistant for long. Support for longer. Oscillates, let's see the way it goes, right, you got your 236 for sure this time. Yes. 382. Right, back down. 236, test that. Then we'll go to the 50%. Well, wait, yeah, great. Back down. Test 382. Great, that was good. Go back up. Golden pocket. Well, yeah, great. Come back down. Test that. Having slipped back below the 50. Divergent highs out of the bullish control zone. Lost the center line, recovered. But at this stage, it's not actually recovered. It's not actually recovered. 86. 200 period moving average. Got extremely positive slope there on your 50 simple, but price action has been in a downtrend, as seen on this weekly. Gap fill area, black flash fill, pardon me, bloody heck. Came back up to fill your gap though. Aye, well, good on you, well done. And then what did you do? Died. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, right, and then ooh, and then pardon me. Right, so this thing, what we're saying, you've recovered above the center line. That's good. I mean, I like that. You're back above 50%, and you held it. You know, this here, you went back both sides of it. Not getting enough on the weekly there. Just saying 2D. What are you saying? What are you saying? Stochastic nightmare. So this is probably rolling over. You look for support. You want to find a 4-hour back below 150. You don't want that. You don't want a 4-hour back below 150, so you don't. Nope. No siree. You'll go 134. Big chunk of price action if that happens. Bullish divergence at this low. Because the impetus for this, right? That's the impetus. Bullish divergence at the back end of a trend that started back up here, which you've made it back to a golden pocket of. So that's quite a strong reaction, and it also happens to come in around with that sort of idea there. I have to be exact, but it's close enough. Previous to that, you were in a downward sloping channel, so you can use the support from that formation, despite the fact you broke out of it, to say this might be a healthy retest. 150. If you break below there, you're back outside this formation, and that idea of, oh no, it doesn't look good, right? Well, now you can see a reason why it would look bad. I mean, now that actually, you'd now look at that and you'd say yourself, like, you'd say, like, that really doesn't look so good. And that's what would happen, right? You'd do that exact thing if price action came out here. That would be below center line. You'd be histogram at this stage. You'd be like, well, that was continuation divergence to the downside, wasn't it? I mean, what a waste of time all of that effort was. Ugh. Again here. Ugh. Nightmare. Nightmare. So that's what I'm saying there. Daily. Nothing new to say there. 4-hour though. This is where we don't want to see it being bad. Below, and there's a flash there. Oh my goodness gracious me. Isn't it just beautiful when today's spotting does it and it all works out like that? It's just insane. It is. It's insane. I love it. You love
fear me. See it clearly, you're too near me. How you hear me?
I am now, right? Surely give me my back. I'm back now, finally back. We're back once again. And Guitar Outside, live from Jackson Hole on the main stage. Oh, the legend that he is. Friday night. Bing bong. Fuck the bastards. Bing bong, the legend. Great to see you, Guitar Outside. Thank you very much. JS. Thoughts on Spy retracement going lower than 392, 396? 380, 372. Gap fills by September 30th. Interesting dates there, you know, later in September. So what am I missing? The only thing really I'm missing is literally just Spy that you just asked for. Is that it? We're already flying through these. And it's yourself, JS. Ha, it's great to see you. Thanks. Right, let's have a look. Vasta. The beautiful man. The beautiful man Vasta is here. Cheers to you. Cheers to Vasta. Right, Spy retracement. Ting. Right, got a sound effect there and everything. How very YouTube. Spy retracement. Retracement. Spy retracement. The spy retracement. This is 4-hour time frame. We've got Rocky Outcrop Flash. So, you know, that comes in at exactly a 50% retracement. 50%. Speaking about the retracements, 50% retracement takes you to a Rocky Outcrop Flash at 396.7. If you got there, well, it wouldn't surprise me. You're at the 382 at the minute, which would be a common oscillation. Having broken the 236, you can't ask for more. And on the 4-hour time frame, you're at the 200 period moving average. On the daily time frame, there's a big distance between you and the 50 simple, but you can see the 382 is clear. You know, previous level of support and resistance, both relevant here. 2-day time frame, even more important, you're actually at the 50 simple, right? Which when you broke above it, it was support. When you were approaching it, was resistance. It likely is where you bounce from, right? Immediately, right? We're talking about immediately. Weekly time frame, your resistance at the 50 simple, your 200 is down at 347. That's a 382 if you break the 236 of this entire previous bullish move. So if you do go back below 390, which would be just beyond the previous flash and towards a golden pocket retracement, you could keep going, fill gaps, get to an 886. If you break 376 and 369, you'll go down, test the 200 period moving average all the way even to 346. None of that will happen at once. All of those numbers I just mentioned would be big important closes, likely on weekly timeframes. If you're talking about the 30th of September, you're likely either thinking that yourself because of something I've said, maybe somebody else has said, and if it's something it's because of what I've said, it's because of the way the interest rate rises are working and what we're predicting will happen with regards to how Jerome manages the closet doors. And we also know that like for every percentage point that you see on the rate rise, you would anticipate 10% reduction in equities, which would be directly off SPY. So let's say it goes up 3, that would be 30%, 30% off where you are at the minute. Oh my god, imagine this. Let's just stop and say 2. Let's just say 2. 2's enough, right? Jerome, get back in the closet. Get back in. Somebody shut that fucking door. Somebody shut that fucking door. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, look at this thing, right? That would match up with a 1618 extension, this down sloping that, and then that'd be enough, right? Wouldn't it, please? please, that'd be enough. So that's what you're thinking, right? Does any of that happen 30th September? Well, no, none of that's going to happen by 30th September. None of that, right? None of that's going to happen by 30th September. Because it's not winter time yet, right? The Russian plan, and Putin is involved now at this stage. The Russian plan is to just whap off all the gas, whap it off, and at the same time burn it on the other side of the border in a big flame where everyone can see it, and you can see it from space. And they just keep burning the same amount that we'd be using anyway, just cause. And then it gets to winter, and everybody freezes to death. I don't mean everybody. I don't mean to be dramatic. It'll only be like 36% of Britain will be in fuel poverty. Okay, so we're not all freezing to death. It's just, 1 in every 3 people is freezing to death, which is quite dramatic anyway. And if that doesn't happen, and if it's, a mild winter, and that doesn't just mean in Britain, right? That you're all right in America because it's a European problem. The inflation is now, the acute issue with inflation is European. And so when we, so you guys are short and vast majority of the audience, totally fine, absolutely fine. And the truth is that the rest of the audience could likely just get on a boat or a plane and be fine. Anyway, do you want to live through 18% inflation? If you got a qualification, you go to America, right? You got any money, go to America. Fuck it. There's Russia here attacking people and stuff. Maybe, apparently. Who knows? Who even knows if the world's round? No one knows anything, right? Polar bears, are they real? Just spray paint. Who knows anything? No one. No one knows anything. Literally nobody knows anything. Everyone just imagines they know shit. You're peeing. Oh, the Boeings, that's good. I hope it's going very, very well for you. And it's a regular occurrence. And the frequency of it is a consistent pace. I had dollar in a Babacar. It just sits there. That's a good place to sit some dollars. That's not a bad place to sit some dollars. There are other places that there's dollars where you get a return on the money. You could sit it in IBKR and do what with it? What would I do if I just money sit in IBKR and I wasn't doing anything with it? Well, and that it was like Brewster's Millions. You had to do one thing with it. What would I do? And it couldn't be anything I've already done. What would it be? That'd be interesting, eh? That'd be an interesting question for me to answer right now on YouTube. Spy was good to me till Rona. Well, I mean, I don't mean to dampen your enthusiasm, right? I don't mean to dampen your enthusiasm, right? But how old are you? Because since 2008, right? It was good to everybody. Right? It was good to everybody. It was great to them. Brilliant. Your best friend. And then till Rona, yeah. And then Rona, yeah. That was a thing. That was definitely a thing then. I'd agree. Boom. Yeah, the sound effects. That's because Vasta's here. You see, we said it earlier. So, what were we talking about? The question was the retracements. Well, I mean, you mentioned numbers. What were your numbers there, sir? 392 to 396. Fucking yes. 100% fucking yes. Then, next number, 380. I think it's in around 386, isn't it? But yes, in 380, right? I think it's 386. And then 372. Well, yeah, like 369. I think it's 369 actually, but yeah, around 372. And then gap fills by September 30th. September 30th. Oh, the gap fills by September 30th. Now you see, now you're talking, right? Now you're talking, because the bottom gap's in at around 369.37. September 30th. You bet your bottom dollar that could happen, right? 388, 386. Catch that. Catch that zone. Then don't worry about these for a bit. Until such times as something, what's it called? What's it called now? I mean, it's called, what was it then? It was, blah, 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 19. Now it's like 19. 19? It's 2022. It's like the second half of it. Beep yourself. It's far too late for that, nonsense. So it's, so, 2022, and that happened in 19. They even called it like 19. That was optimistic. And you think that's like that was just there. But 2008 wasn't like, that many multiples of that ago. Anywho, yeah, so it feels like it was good, but this is like quite a deep retrace. It's not actually like, I mean, you've got this overall trend, but if we take it from, see, this extension, what are you looking at? 2618 hasn't even got to a 2618, which would be like we're saying this 382 in this area and coming in, and you'd be like, that's enough, please remember that bit, right? That would be the 2618. That's what that's how people feel. 2618 is somebody's out there. So oh, no. Anyway, I think we answered that question. Did we? You're gonna have to tell me. If you got other questions about it, we could answer the other questions about it.
I don't need Dom Perignon, I don't need Chris. Tanqueray, Alizé, I don't need shit, nigga. I'm high all the time, I smoke that good shit. I stay high all the time, I'm on some hood shit. Give me some Dro, purple haze, and some chocolate. Give me a Dutch and a lighter, I spark shit. I stay high all the time, I smoke that good shit. I'm high all the time, and I'm on some hood shit.
How will I play this? Is this microphone working? How will I play this? Derp, where have you been, man?
Xbox, laptop, fax machine, phone. Bullet boot this bitch and I'm gone. 2003
17%.
The D60 searched the whip and they can't find the semis. They was just harassing me cause they know who I was. Spent the night
14%.
smoking some bud. Against me for show years ago, nigga. I don't smoke to calm my nerves, but I got beef. Finna crush my enemies like I crushed the ass sheets. If you love me, tell me you love me. Don't stare at me, man. I hate to be in the pits clapping one of my fans. Now let me show you how to greet me when you meet me, when you see me. If you're real, my nigga, you know how to holler G unit. There's no competition, it's just me. 50 Cent, motherfucker, I'm hot on these streets. If David could go against Goliath with a stone, I could go at Nas and Jigga, both for the throne. I don't need that. Me who write lines and squeeze nines and have hoes in the hood sniffing on white lines. You don't want me to be your kid's role model. I teach him how to buck them 380s and load up them hollow. Have shorty fresh off the stoop, ready to shoot. Big blunt in his mouth, deuce in his boot. Sit in the crib sipping Guinness, watching minutes. Then oh lord, have a young nigga bucking shit like the old dog. My team they depend on me when it's crunch time. I eat a nigga food in broad day like it's lunchtime. You feeling brave, nigga? Go ahead, be gully. See if I'm gonna leave your brains leaking up out your scully. I done made myself hot, so ain't shit you can tell me. Now niggas calling me the feature, man. Fuck your money. I ain't hurting, I'm alright, nigga. I'm doing good. I ain't got the right rhymes, I got bricks in the hood. I don't need.
The majority of my work.
Sean Khalifa, man. Planes in the building. This for Spacely. Everyone call me, man. Taylor Gang or die. And this project brought to you by champagne and paper planes too. Yeah. Rostrum Records in this bitch. Yeah. Taylor Gang, heavy hustle. Deal or no deal. Hated, I'm money affiliated. Yeah. Yes.
I think you have to drink a Guru Boy with the blues and the purple.
In the grave, we don't give a damn. We don't give a fuck. Start your shit, fuck it.
absolutely no danger you can hear what I'm saying with that music on. So I'll pause that for a second and say, just to finish up here, what I was thinking was, this thing typically makes a move of between 1.7 and 2 point something % when it loses the 18 period moving average on the 1 hour time frame, which is the only thing you've ever got to go on this, other than the fact that it caught a 50 simple and that was in line with the third touch of a trend line. So it probably bounces on its next touch should it get there. That is a 236 retracement from the low to the high in the overall trend. So you'll probably bounce there, and that's where it looks to be heading, because it's within that tolerance of a drop down on that percentage move. If you did then catch that line back above a 236 at 28.5, because like I say, it probably bounces on the first pass. RSI here a bit divergent. Maybe you do break down. If you don't, right? I mean, you're going to bounce there, like, and then that's, if you get back above the 236 is a golden pocket. Or beyond that, you'd have to be looking at the time. It's so new, it's hard to do anything other than that on it. If you did break below a 236, come back to the previous support in around a golden pocket retracement, that would suggest you're coming back down to 26 if it breaks down, and that's not all that desperately far away, percentage-wise or dollar-wise. It's only just started, and it looks like it's in a trend here, but that's hourly time frame, and nothing really means anything on hourly unless you can find it elsewhere, and you can't find nothing elsewhere here. So thanks. And then Corman, $10. Cheers, you legend. Thanks, Corman. You're a legend too. Thanks. Right. And then we're going to answer this question that Luke asked, which is a good one. Do we think there might be a bounce on Monday? You know, on Monday, do we think there'll be a bounce? Well, the market was a fucking wrecked, right? Absolutely fucking wrecked. And I think that the most reflexive assets that have got serious trends can provide a hint of what's coming next. And then, therefore, people, and it seems a little bit esoteric now, but I'm going to answer your question by first going to Bitcoin and pointing out the fact that it's fallen off a cliff on the 15-minute time frame, right? And that the drop is huge. But the drop being so huge, when you're talking about Bitcoin spot, when Bitcoin futures, are they on this list? Just save me, like, it would be so much cooler if this was on the list. Yeah, so these obviously closed 20,470, whereas Bitcoin itself 20,234. It's not all that different. It's not all that far away. And this, so like I was hoping that this would actually close back up here. Oh my goodness. I should have taken that first. Didn't in this presentation and thought, fuck it, completely change strategy. That's what I should do at every occasion. Fuck it. Right. So what we do now? Yeah, fuck that. What I was going to talk about, fuck that, all that bollocks, right? Fuck all that bollocks I was going to talk about. Forget everything I said about it. We'll go back to what I'm doing with my own trades. And fuck that shit. Right, so VIX went up 25, right? Got to where we said it might go to. This is what we're talking about here. This is a volatility, right? This is a volatility index. And so when things are going to move a lot, you would typically see this look like it might move a lot. And it's moved a lot. That doesn't mean that it's going to keep going, though, because the way that a volatility index works is that it's the way it's constructed is slightly different from the way you would look at, like, say, you would look at it with the knowledge that its return to the mean is so much more common than even on trend and moves than on any other equity. In any equity, unless it's like Microsoft and you're looking at it as a 4-weekly time frame. So, there's loads of things that you could say that would make what I said not true. But the point I'm trying to make isn't that. It isn't what I said. It's like, right, shut up, Trace One. Right, so you've got weekly. Weekly. Everything's going bad. Is this me? Am I? That can't be. I've only had 2 drinks. What are you talking about? Shut up already. I'm freaking driving, right? Shut up, I'm driving. I've only had 2 drinks. I'm perfectly fine. Bang, dead, right? So, everyone dead. No. What are we talking about? Weekly. VIX. Yeah. So you got back up to your 200 period moving average, right? This is the point I'm trying to make. Right. Fucking yeah. Here we go. Back on form. I can feel it. Right. That was me stealing that person's mojo because they came too close to me. Did you hear that scream? That was someone's mojo leaving their body because they came too close to mine. And right, so I've got it, and here we are. VIX, right? It made a move. It was a breakout move. That breakout move took us to a 200 period moving average on the weekly. That's really, really, really interesting. Get that stupid fib out my face, right? That shouldn't, you know. And then here's the high that took us down. There's the low. Here's your 236. That was then around the lows of this candle, which was very bullish, which took us to a 50% retracement. That's an awful lot, right? That's an awful lot. You'd need now for stocks on Monday to call, like the volatility would have to go up, continue increasing. The volatility would have to, trade spotting. Thank you very much for the UVX trade and a reinforcement of being patient and waiting. No bother, Lakeside. Good one. I mean, you know, everything I've made, I've eaten up in a fucking, you know, so it doesn't feel great over here, but I'm glad. I'm glad. It's great. Right now, what was I talking about? Yeah, the 236. Yeah. Fuck. Right, so you're back above the 236. There's a 200 period moving average. There's a 50% retracement. That's perfectly adequate, right? This is a breakout. No, it's a breakout. Like in trade spotting land is a breakout, which means it's not actually a breakout until it's retested something. It's not a breakout until it's retested something. You know, when I talk about breakout trading, it's like, you know, take the word breakout and take it and get rid of it and then put reversal trading in, right? Reversal trading. And then what's reversal trading? It's trading the trend when the trend reverses, right? It's trading the trend when the trend reverses. So you confirm the trend reverses with trend. Back to the basics. Basic as fuck, right? Basic as fuck. Higher highs, higher lows, right? So you got a higher high now because these were the highs, right? They were all lower highs. And now you've got a higher high. Great. Now you need a higher low. So you can come back, right? And what does that mean when you try to turn in a YouTube video and make it for the fucking... for a 15-year-old? What does it mean, right? Well, you go back to calling it fucking breakout trading. You put a gun next to the guy's head, and then you say, Look at this amazing statistic. Look how breakouts work. And they fucking don't work like this, right? 72% of breakouts or something like this, so like they work like this. They fail, right? They just fail. They fail already. They fail, right? And then 54% of sort of successful breakouts, right? Something like that. Come back down and make it down in around like this 236, like slightly over, but you know, not necessarily following the down slope. And then something like whatever, you know, what is the remainder? Like 182%. Yeah, the 182% that are left, they're fucked. They're so fucked, right? They're so fucked. And then ta-da! Hit the like and subscribe button, and that's the YouTube. That is the YouTube fucking key to success right there. That's it. That's what I should, you know. Woe is me. Why am I so stupid? I'm trying to make a point here. What is it? Yeah, price action broke out of this downward sloping resistance, and then you made it back above a 236. At that point, you're looking at prior highs within the formation. Very linear here on the weekly. Nothing really to see. Daily time frame. Again, you know, nothing really there distinct within this downward trend. So you're looking at this Fibonacci retracement or previous price action prior to the formation. Here you can see clear level of support, previous golden pocket. That was a 382. You could have perfectly expected some sort of resistance here. But like I say, it's a volatility index, so it's based on all the things, you know, which will return to their mean, you know, especially when you're looking at a collection of things, especially when that collection has got 500 things in it. You're going to return to their mean, aren't they? And the volatility index of those things is going to return to its mean, isn't it? So this is what we're thinking. And then, but if all of that works that way, you can just read the book backwards, right? It's not like you have to wait and like, oh, you know, this is the thing with trading, right? And like, nah, not getting stuck in an analogy, right? I would have said is like, you know, it's okay reading a book from start to finish because you want to see the end to be excited by it and all the rest of it. But you don't need to do that to yourself when you're trading. If you've got the book, you can read it from back to the front. It's brilliant. And in this sense, you're looking at the volatility index. And whether that, you know, what that's going to mean. It's in a manifestation of the range that you see on SPY. And that's the collection of all the companies, you know, that we're all trading. So at this stage, you're thinking you broke out of that downward sloping resistance. How far do you go back towards the previous high? having exceeded the 236, 382, you exceed that 50%. We've made it. The next target, you know, if you were looking for continuation, and often you would be, is the golden pocket. But continuation speaks to trend, and the trend on this thing isn't in an uptrend at this leg of price action, right? This low, lower than this low. This high, lower than this high. So this isn't an upward trend, you know, and therefore you're not looking at it for making like your bullish moves. You're looking at reserved targets at all stages, and you would have to say continuation doesn't mean moving on to the golden pocket. You know, it actually means you then go back to SPY and look at it and see, are we at a level of support on SPY? And then different ways of looking at this, right? Different ways of looking at this. We'll start off just looking at the chart, 405. They were in and around this 382 retracement on the daily time frame there. Historical support and resistance, not really, you know, looking left. Whoops, that guy's probably doing a job. Put him back. You know, this, right? There is this, but you know, that's not what's significant. At the time, that wasn't significant looking at anything prior to it. So you're really talking about this psychological level around 400. And we know here at the Doomslayers there's a target of 396. Do you go there from here? Will that be exceeding the 382 without having tested a 236, having pushed below it on a daily time frame? Which again is asking a lot, you know. And if price action was to push back down to the 382, that would just be a wee bit of a move. If you were to push all the way back up to the 236, that would be a big move. And then the range, and that range is represented a little bit in that volatility index, which would speak, you know, if it does push up, that next level is just from 50 to 61.8. It's just an extra, you know, just an extra 10% of what you've already done. Like, so looking at that here, does it look like it's got 10% in it? 404 up to 414. It's the range, you know, the range. And the question Luke's asking, and a lot of people are asking, like, the trade, are looking at SPY, and they're like, fucking, right, well, it's fucking... So, 382, yeah, and then the 236, these are important levels on the daily time frame. One of the things I think about when I'm looking at SPY, obviously, you know, everybody was talking about the 200 period moving average as resistance, right? There's still a perfectly adequate narrative that suggests that we push back up to the top side here, because the danger of an overheated economy is like not just in how that works, but obviously from a macro level how the Fed handle it. You know, they are aware of the fact that they're using blunt tools. You know, they know what they're up to, and that the only anesthetic you've got is booze. So, what was I getting at? Aye. So, and it's Jackson Hole. Fucking Jackson Hole 2022. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to believe it's already been 24. If it's only been 24 hours, I feel like we've been like walking around enjoying the hot dogs. That Beyond Meat burger, right? That we were just all had bits of there previously. That was shit, wasn't it? You know, it's not the hype. It's not the hype, right? That I bit into that Beyond Meat burger. We were at the burger van earlier. If you're just tuning in, this Jackson Hole 2022, get it up, yeah. And we were walking around there, and it was crap. It was really crap. Really disappointing. We were looking for more on it. A couple of people did say though, here, you know, we could take it to 50, and it's that kind of experience, right? So it's Jackson Hole, and that the people that were saying that, they were, you know, I mean, I found it hard to disagree with them after I got carried away with the spirit. And let's see, you know, does it happen? Well, let's see. SPY, VIX, SPY, yeah, so my brain, right, 382, my attention span, that's what it is. My focus, that's the word, focus. YouTube subscription. YouTube wasn't a subscription, so hit the subscribe button. What's the YouTube thing called? Subtitles. They love it when I and any Scottish people says fuck us. They love it. They're like, oh yeah, great. Blank. Hey, we don't want them to be seeing what a Scottish person saying fuck us. That'd be terrible. So we'll have to blank that out. So what was I saying? I was going to focus on price action. This is a potential wedge. Upward sloping. It's got a measured move. maybe you're measuring it like this, right? Top side, bottom side, first touch. You break out of it. You've already got the full expression of that. You've come back and you've tested the historical support and / resistance zone that would be equivalent from that implied target. Bear in mind, it's all a little bit rough and ready. And so exact, in the 382, I don't know, maybe did I make that as exact either earlier? Did I? Probably. I can't remember, right? So 382, it may or may not be in these exact centimos levels. And if so, right, and very simple down there at 398, 398, and there's a flash on the 4 hour 396, which is exactly on the 50% retracement. So if you did go beyond the 382, we can see where you're going, right? If you do go beyond the 382, we can see where you're going at 395, 396. That would be the first place to look to if it did break down. Measuring it back against this level, it wasn't a low, really. I mean, even from these lows up here. But it closes all around 236. Wicking not even 2382. Immediately back into the uptrend. It's not distinct, that area. And then when we go left, yeah, we saw something, but what do we see back here? No. And then you're out of it, right? Then I'm not interested at that stage. So unless it's like a higher time frame, in which case you wouldn't have to go chasing it, and as such it would all be working, which is quite good about these things. So here you're looking at this breaking below 236. Does it make it down to the golden pocket then? Well, I mean, this is not GME, right? This is not Bitcoin, and I wouldn't trade it that way at all. I'd be looking at much tighter ranges. I'd be paying a hefty amount of respect to 382s on SPY, and that's where you're at. So 404 is such a good area to turn around to catch everybody out, because it isn't historical levels. There's a 1.13 extension from that area. We were just like trying to say, is this a low or not, right? Is this a low in the retracement here? And it didn't get beyond the 236. When you say, if you're to go from here. Can I please have please, sir, can I have some more, sir? Up around here, 1.13 extension, 403, 404 probably, if I was to draw it exactly. It's just so nice area to take a bounce at, especially SPY. So anyway, that's not real narrative, right? Like, a real narrative is like, yo, ball of jabines. 382, 404, 1.13. It's all coming in. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's the same deal. So exactly the same. So what I said before, still true. And then distracting myself with trying to come up with other things, and they're exactly the same as what I just said. Shut up, Bollinger Bands. Just in them for face now. And then why are you on? I'm still on the 18 period moving average there, haven't I? Yeah, change that. Thanks. 200 period, 382. Anything below that is really difficult, right? Really difficult. To see it here, not bouncing at 382 and 4, not bouncing at the 200 period moving average, not bouncing at a 382. Not bouncing at a 1.13 extension. Because it would have to not do all of that as well. While you are trending towards this flash, the 1, 2. This would be the second wave there. Third wave would typically be the biggest. And if you're talking about a full extension, and you're like matching this up with JS question earlier about the retracements on SPY and filling the gaps and what you might anticipate seeing by, say, for example, 30th September, that's just too soon break. But if you are saying, like, if it does retrace back down and we come in and fill those gaps that we talked about earlier, the 369 area, and if that's a low, and if you're like, put Elliott wave on it, right? No, I'm not going to. But if you did, and you were like 5 waves or whatever, and like you knew the third wave was the biggest, because it always is. You ain't ever going to turn my brown eyes blue. Wait a minute. My blue eyes, shit, they are bright. They are blue. Oh, no. The first cut is the deepest. Imagine that was in your eye. That's disgusting. Right, so anyway, that's disgusting. Wow. Right, so why would anyone do that to anyone? It's fucking hell. Disgusting. It's a plague of narcissists upon your houses or something. So, what? Right. I don't know what he's talking about anymore. I don't know what he's talking about anymore. So there's the 382. There's 200 period. It's the obvious bounce area. This is a great question from Luke now, because look at that on the 4 hour, right? This is SPY, right? They say SPY. They say it's the best of times. It's the best of times. That's SPY is, right? It's the bit, and it was the egalitarian times, and it was the democratic, it was socially upwardly mobile times. That's what they say about SPY. No, they say it's a tale of screwing people over, right? So, and that way they screw them over is weekly time frame, 50 simple period moving average. Better with the drawings off. 50 simple period moving average on a weekly time frame. This is where we found our resistance, which was, of course, when what the world was talking about, the 200 period moving average on a daily, and the resistance, right? Loads of people saw that. But then when a 2-day, we're at the 50 simple period moving average. On the 4 hour time frame, we're also at the 200 period moving average. And if you're going to bounce, right, there are really good areas to bounce. You turn on the drawings, you can see all of these other reasons why this is a really, 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 really obvious area to bounce. And then you're right, that would be Monday. And then, you know, where does it get to? I'm not saying it does everything, it's amazing. It could come all the way back to 426 and fuck everybody, right? That could happen and it would be fucking hilarious. But, you know, there's a 236 at 415 and you're below the 50 simple, and let's keep our pants on. But until then, later, orgy. Until then, VIX, right? Double check VIX with the point we were making earlier. Does it look like it's, this is a question if you checked it a second, does it look like it's at the level where it could come back a little bit? And, well, yeah, I mean, that's what that is. There, right there. So it looks like it could come back a little bit. So you have what is, nobody knows. Fuck! Isn't that annoying? Yeah, I know, it's annoying. It's annoying. So annoying. But also, we do what we can. And that looks like, it's done it. It looks like it's done it. It looks like it to me, for me at the minute. Spy is a troll for sure. Darn tootin', Spy is a big ass troll. Big troll, so it is. Big ass troll. But there is actually, just telling you across multiple time frames what's actually happening. And there's a good area for a bounce on SPY. It's a good area to see resistance on VIX. It doesn't mean the overall trend has changed, but we do have an opportunity. Go long in the VIX. No, that's not what I meant. I meant this is informing the other trade. And that I'm not a troll. I know you're not, Derp. What the fuck happened there? How did you get that? Right, okay. So that was the question and the answer, and holy shit with the ghostly spirit of Luke Spears, who, shames everybody else with his presence because he's so magnificent. And you might think, wow, it's so radiant and bright, but actually, it's so radiant and bright. Where's your dignity? Look away! Lol, Luke Side Trader, lol. Dripmeister facts. Wait, no, there's no facts. What are you talking about? I read it out. It was the facts of the evenings. It was the facts of the evening. Should have said it with some more movie voice. It was the facts of times. It was the vaccination. Every splosh. Every splosh. The splosh and the splosh. Every splosh and a splosh. What's the next then? So we did a couple of different things I was looking at. We did a couple of things you was looking at. We did other things. This is another thing you might want to look to, if you were talking about SPY and you're saying what's it going to do. What we talked about was, this week when we opened up with GME. Oh my God, that's bright. This week when we opened up, with GME, we talked about where support might be using option chain, talking about open interest. And open interest here, if we do this on, this is SPY. That's a buy. Now, this is on a Friday. This is on a Friday at close. This is the only possible time you could do this that would be worse than the last time we did it, which was Monday pre-market, right? This is the only other time you could do it would be less utility, less practical benefit, less useful, more stupid to be doing it right now. This is the only other possible time that you could do it. So, SPY. Max pain 417. Nasty. Highest open interest on the calls 420. So that was the top side resistance. Highest puts open interest 3 fat. What the fuck? That was ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous. What are you kidding? Who are you kidding? What? Idiots, man. This is what you say when it's like, you know, the panic merchants. Like, that was the panic merchants there. I mean, they could have made money. They didn't need to be so absurd. Spy went down loads, and they did that. Like, what? What the fuck? Anyway, right? What this tells us, look, Spears, what this tells us, if you're looking at the option chain for anything you're trading, including SPY, you might look at it and you'll say, well, here, TracePoint's saying that the support is likely on the put side. Why is that? That's because that's where the most open interest is, where most open derivative trades, the open option trades, like all the people. And then, so they're going to be closing, most of them, ahead of expiration, which will put pressure on price action in and around those levels. You know, they're going to be closing those trades. Very likely, the closer and closer price action gets to that price, the more and more they're going to be in money. They're like, not technically, but they're, you know, in profit. And then so you know how that would work, right? And so that's why we call that support. And then on the other side, so that same side with resistance, right? Because like they get up there, and then the people who would wanted it to be there, they're providing the supply at these areas, right? That's is why, you know. So that's why I say that, right? So that's the message to Luke Spears, right? There's other people watching along. You shouldn't be fucking listening. I was talking to Luke. You sneaking into that conversation like that. You're doing that. You did that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was talking to him. You sneaky fucking. And, right, and this is, close your ears, right? I'm speaking to Luke. Close your ears, right? Close your ears, okay? Right, so they're not listening anymore. Fucking, what are they like? So, this is all well and good, right? This is all well and good, and it is really good. You're also going to be probably looking at the put-call ratio, which is just, you know, divide puts calls, and then you get the ratio. It's super good, super good maths. You better be, better not be listening, right? Right, you better not be fucking listening. Put call ratio is really interesting because it'll give you an inflection, especially at the start of the week. Don't fucking listen to this, everybody. And so what you're losing in this stuff that I was talking about when they were listening earlier, and they shouldn't have been, about the open interest, support, and resistance, and how you'd find it on like the, you know, the other side, where you'd be thinking like, no, but the bulls, right, like their calls, they'd be looking at support as where their open interest is. No, that's wrong, right? They make that mistake all the time. It's an amateur move. Don't make that mistake. And then it's the opposite, and you know, the inverse works for the other side of the chain. And then this thing I'm talking about here is, you're not listening, right? You better not be listening. Next, yeah, and then the next thing is this open interest, right, that you're using, because it's the open interest. That's the put in the calls. Like you add up all the open interest for the puts, and then you add up all the interest for the calls, and then you divide that. That's how you get the ratio, right? You add them all up, and you know, here you have total open interest amount, put open interest amount, call open interest amount. That gives you can work a ratio from that, right? But this is shit, right? Everything in the world gives you these totals, and it's bollocks, right? It's bollocks. You know, Luke, that's bollocks, because you yourself are trading both sides of it, and you don't tell somebody out there and so that they can fix their spreadsheet and say that you're hedged in ways they don't know. They don't know shit. You better not be listening, everybody. And then, so what you want to do, right, is, remember we were talking about the average true range earlier, right? You take the average true range on the weekly time frame, and then you say, well, I'll take that off the bottom and the top of the interest, like off the bottom and the top of the chain, and any of the open interest that's included in the put call ratio previously that was in that ATR zone, right? That's probably hedged, nearly definitely. Take that out of the equation, you get your true put call ratio, get a proper inflection, and you can look at that and you can see if that put call ratio is like above, you know, if it's below 7, that's 0.7, that's significant, right? If it's above like other numbers, everyone's fucking listening again. No staring, no listening. How's it going? See, they are listening. Look, they are. Richard ABC just say, how's it going, man? If you get a chance, I'd be interested in your thoughts on RMO. No worries. If not, though, no problem. I will do. But you see, I can't just even. I can't even walk down a close without someone saying I'm some kind of pervert. That's what happens. You can't just have your own take. No, you can't just have your own take away tips on the put call ratio. You can't just have that. You can't have your own take on these things. It's maths, yeah, it's maths. You can't just do stuff, Trace Spotting. It's maths. What do you like? Yeah. See, he was listening too. That's fucked up shit. They're all listening, but they think that I was. They see they don't understand. Right. So good. And then good. Richard ABC, my winner atom. I got it. It's cool. I saw what he said. He said, what was it? Remember, remember. Anyway, there's loads of other tips, right? I'll do that again if you want. I can do those all the time. We'll have a tip segment and stuff. We'll have a tip segment. We can't know. They all listened and read it. I think I'm starting to develop a Scottish accent. Thanks, Trace Boy. You're welcome. It's great, isn't it? I love them. I love me some maths. Oh, yes, maths. Trace Boy, your present won't fit in the fax machine. Ah, shit. Bulldog, how could it? Hey, that's because the fax machine's been on a diet recently, Bulldog. If you not know, it's been on a diet. Yep. Spin the Wheel of Doom, Andrew. Okay, Andrew. Yeah, it's that kind of show, right? You come in, you tell me, I spin the Wheel of Doom. That's the way it works. The Wheel of Doom does it like that. That's the whole way it works, right? It's a trickle-up economics. Trickle-up economics. This is a spin for Andrew. Splosh, splishity, splosh, splosh. I was wet as a fish. What? Have I been muted? No, good. There's a... Right, we'll get back to the serious stuff in a second.
On top, and I'm gonna shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get.
Here we go. We're going to send this one out to the old school. All these motherfuckers in the Bronx and Brooklyn and Staten Island, Queens, and all the motherfuckers that laid it down, the foundation. You know what I'm saying? Number love for the old school. That's what we're going to do this one for. You feel me? Can't go see.
Got your mind made up, ain't nothing to see. Wondering why I'm smiling, looking like I'm dumb money. See, I've earned my chips, screamed in pain, all the while fighting your denial like I don't have a seat at the game. I guess I'm deranged, but I'm
Well, I hate that feeling like you people like that you don't deserve a seat at the game, you know. Like you don't deserve to sit here.
I've been down much longer than you have been gone. Keep on paying no mind. I'm setting up mine. Best believe I know my hands are diamond. My future is shining. My hands are diamond. Never bet against me. Yeah. All that money you spent to hedge your bet, but your mistake is my take from my play against your greed. See, I know you tried and conspired. Your degenerate ways on full display. It's a shame how foolhardy. I guess I'm deranged, but I'm gonna hold.
chips in. You know in the end, this hand's deeper than your money. Fool, my hands are diamond. Our future is shining. My hands are diamond. Never bet against me. Yeah. My hands are diamond. My hands are diamond. I guess I'm deranged, but I'm gonna hold.
Holy crap! We got a donation from Andrew. A 6 a pip. So I am Gentleman Jack Trade Spotting. So that's my name from now on. So you can use that at function. Remember to add in advance of it, Gentleman Jack Trade Spotting. No response. What when you drunk? Yeah, no response. Only when you live. Yeah, exactly. When you're drunk, the response thing doesn't work. You have to be alive. Time going mobile. Oh my goodness, time. What you like? Only when you like. Yeah, Jamie has to realise it's 7:30 p.m. for me. Is that all? Jeepers McCreepers. Barcelona time's crazy. You and Lepton. And who else? All the... I mean, you see, this is why I get so much hate on the internet. It's because of, and they love me, really, the East Coastonians, which also called Barcelonians, depending on what part of the East Coastonians you're talking about. This little subsection, very militant. You'll have seen their politics. It's divisive separatism. It's all like that. Minner's over there as well. Now, yes, he got sucked into this political thing. I don't know how. It's not a political thing, but he got sucked in it. Jackie the Trace Bot, exactly. And he, so you add the at in and you put the trace bot, and I still see it in orange, right? I still see it in orange if you say trace bot. But you have to put Gentleman Jack in advance of it. How can there be more sellers than buyers? Who are they selling to? Yo, cause the price go down. Richard ABC. How can there be more sellers than buyers? Brilliant point. Brilliant point. This is a brilliant point, Richard ABC. This is a brilliant point, right? For 2 years, I've waited for somebody to ask me this question, to ask Tracebot this question, instead of to talking shit on Twitter and saying, yada yada, Gary Gensler, there's more people selling short than long, send them to jail. I wanted somebody to come along and say to me, Tracebot, how is it possible that there can be more short sales than long? Trace spotting. How is it possible? I've waited so long for somebody to ask Tracebot this question, because Tracebot can answer it, and in a way that's really helps people understand so much about trading, understand totally what's going on. Oh, it's been so long I've waited for that question to be asked. That's amazing. It's amazing. It's so amazing. It's just also the worst possible time to ask me, because I am now Gentleman Jack Trade Spotting. I have to be addressed as such, and you didn't use that to start your message. You naughty boy. You're lucky you're not banned. So now I have to impose that discipline that I so require from you and your trading on the chat box now, and not answer your question, which I could have done. Revelatory for you it would have been too, sir. Hit that like and subscribe button. Homer's Ghost, this one time I made some wee cookies. I ate too much and started making that stereotypical meditating sound for an hour, trying to share the cookies away. Always be prepared. Snacks. Not more cook. Yes, we should do that now. We'll have a competition, right? We'll do the thing. If you put your fingers together like this, right, in a pyramid shape, none of the energy can escape your body. That's the fucking physics, yo. And then when you go you can go for ages, so you can go just in the middle of a sentence. Just go start going, you last for ages. Like that there, and you keep going, and not breathing, and keep going, and not talking, and you can be doing it. You can be doing the TA on something. We're doing the TA on what? We're already looking at root. I'm not going to keep doing that, but you can do it, and literally, right? If you have your fingers together, you can do it for literally 4 years without breathing. It's amazing. I'm a band man. A dapper band man. Sir, Gentleman Jack, Tracebot, good sir. Hello, Richard ABC. Tracebot, only squires can nominate squires. With this honor comes a great responsibility. Don't nominate a fanny. I'm not much, I won't be nominating anyone. I think that nominating should immediately be banned. I don't think anyone should be allowed to nominate anyone again. I think that they should cut that tradition out. It's a disgrace. We've reached full membership, guys. I'd like to take this opportunity right now, literally this instant, to appeal to my brothers and sisters in the Gentleman Jack Club. I'd like to say, can we immediately impose immediate moratorium on any new members? I think it's an imperative that we consider this immediately banning anybody from joining now. We've completely and utterly fixed the problems we had by adding me, and the hole is perfectly well adequately filled. In fact, more so. It may well be that we need to start getting rid of some of you chumps. So, no more new members until we've had a proper debate at the forum in the proper ways. You know, and we're going to have to talk about those rules too, by the way. And when we get there, we're going to have a, you know, and where were you at Jackson Hole 2022? Because the extra credits if you were there. So, no more new members, a moratorium on it at least until we talk about these things. You know, let's you know, work together, right? We don't want it to start getting into splitters, into camps, you know, and all that land together, and people, you know, it could get nasty. So you just make sure you stick to what Trace Bond's saying, right? So we're going to have a moratorium on those new members, aren't we? Because that would be very fair. And then, you know, in future we can talk about kicking that off again at some point. Once we like, you know, because we should be putting the prices up. How did I get into this club? How did I fucking get in here? How the fuck did I get into this club? This cannot happen again, okay? This can never happen again. Right? That's a very personal appeal to all of my brothers and sisters in the Jack Daniels thing that we're in, which is very exclusive. Nobody else can get in it, hopefully, ever again. So, yes. That was important. I'm glad I made that point. And root, yes, so we came down to the 1.13 extension. This was the, oh my god, please don't, but if it does, it's going to go there thing. Although Jackson Hole is a beautiful place, I was lakeside, of course. Yes, well, I mean, you know, how long has it been since you've come up and visited us at Jackson Hole? We've got all kinds of lakes, we've got all kinds of biodomes, we've got all kinds of tricks up our sleeves. Blessed, yes, blessed Ed. That reminds me.
Hey, hey, oi, oi, oi. Fish head.
Yo, VIP.
GME GameStop. GameStop? GME, you want to hear some GameStop? Let me see GME in the chat. Let me see GME in the chat. Let me see it come up in notifications on old videos. Let me see you type in GME and GameStop in every video I've ever made. Let me see that every day. Every day. Every single day. On every single video. You've done it before, do it again. yada yada, right? Rain's in Africa. We're going to do a group high five, but we also want to chat about the potential for this, you know. And I think like, perhaps the yoga crowd have ignored it. Yo, no, stop. Why are you doing that? Stop doing that. Yeah. So the yoga crowd, the yoga crowd, they don't understand the power of the swan dragon pose, the swan dragon pose, and so we need to get in there with the swan dragon pose hashtag GME, and we need to get in there on every yoga video you've ever seen, the swan dragon pose hashtag GME. Excuse me, my yogi said to me, he said, "Hey boo boo, have you ever tried the Swan Dragon yoga pose?" And the Swan Dragon yoga pose is the best. It's the best. It's like a jam sandwich. It's the best type of sandwich. It's like a jam sandwich. It's that type of sandwich. But and you said, "Wow, what is it?" When you said, and you were just about to find out from your yogi, and then he got hit by a big truck, and then you never found out the answer. So then you went to this yoga video on YouTube, and you're like, "Hello, yoga person. Hello, grandmaster yoga man, woman, whatever. What is the Swan Dragon pose? Hashtag Jamie." And they'll tell you what it is, and then you don't, you know, and then you don't need to wait for the mystery of Traceborn to reveal it bit by bit, piece by piece, daily over the period of, 18 years. That's the plan currently. You can instead ask the yoga teacher. He'll tell you right straight up, right in the comments of our own video. GameStop. If you put that in, she'll answer you within like 15 minutes or something, I think, is the rule. So you should do it. And then we're all going to high five our screens on the agreement of that. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3. On what would be the imaginary 4, or what would be the 3. Which is it, right? Which is it? Well, you've got 2 hands. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, look at that. If you missed out on that, it's never happening again. It was a little bit cringe, so it's never happening again. You were lucky you got even a chance of it, and you got 2. So, right? Yeah, you got it. There you go. Okay, good one. No waving. It had to actually be like proper contact, high fives. None of this. Nearly got a high five, but didn't. And then, the cameras were on it, so you're like, oh shit. So you try it again, and it doesn't work again, and it's in back hole. No way. Right, you got both of them. Good. Alrighty. Yeah. Right. Sarah Rara says, post-work cry, eh? Post-work cry, because Sarah Rara, like 99.9% of everybody else out there, like you, is that person who makes the world go round. And if it weren't for people like Sarah, there wouldn't be fucking anybody else. So, fucking there. There was like that event, and and then there was the before and after that event, and immediately in the after there was the complete forgetting about the before. And that's how the Big Bang works. And it's like why we can't see what those past civilizations in those previous expansion periods were like or whatever. Though the Big Bang theory's stupid, isn't it? Of course it is. Though we said it like it was fact for ages. Same with them pyramids. We said for ages and ages and ages and ages and ages and ages, they're big triangular shapes, right? They're prisms, these pyramids. That's why we called the whole shape like that. And it turns out that's bollocks. They were big circle things for donkeys. They were big circle things for donkeys, And it was only because what happened was, right, the weather and shit, and then the things with the other stuff, and it turned into that other shape. And then, hey, and they teach that shit in schools. Fucked up. It's absolutely fucked up. And they try to pretend that dinosaurs were like ages ago. Somebody silly God made the dinosaurs and stuff like that. So, come on. Lighten up. Exactly. So, AHT. Yeah. What do you mean yesterday? Yesterday? It was only 5 minutes ago. It was yourself, Lisa. You're probably right. It must have been yesterday then. Bing bong. So, did you get that? That was important. That was important. That was important. Did you get that? Did you get all of that down in your copybooks? That was important. Tradespot. How can there be more sellers than buyers? Thinking about joining your Patreon. Black Death. Ooh. Get the Black Death into the Patreon. You see? That'll chase the rest of them out quick enough, won't it? You get the Black Death in there, everyone else will leave. I don't know. What sort of a deal is this? I'm suspicious. I'm a suspicious kind of fucking person. I see that. I'm gonna wait to put the prices up now. Wait there. Wait there. Don't join yet. I'm waiting. Join. What? Yeah. Join the Patreon and find out. Yeah. What are we finding out about? I can't remember. You'll have to ask me again at some point. Good question though. Good question. Maybe. I don't know. Would it be? It would be. Wish it. So I wish it. For ages I wish someone would ask me. And then just when it came in, it came in without the right salutation. And so I can't answer it. And it's like, I asked and I asked and I asked for you to ask me so that I could do you a favor. And all I asked when I asked you to ask me was that you asked me with the correct salutation. And you couldn't manage it. It's like, what? Where's the need for that? Yeah, exactly. Feathers for eyebrows. They had feathers for eyebrows, Sarah. Messed up, yeah. Messed up in 7 arses instead of fingers. Weird. Weird shit. Totally weird shit on the go. And we're out here telling people we know what happened. We don't know what happened. But I have to address this question from Cookie, which is it's the only outstanding. Oh no, there's other outstandings. And he says, "Hello, Mr. Tracebotting, sir. Mr. Tracebotting, sir. Gentleman Jack, Mr. Tracebotting, sir. When GME hits its target and confirms its uptrend, oh, jeez, I'm weak at the knees. What are we supposed to do after that? You can't start a message like that and expect anybody to give it where the blood is gone from my brain. It's gone." What did you want? I don't know. I can't remember. And then I have to start again. Process happens again. Eventually, I turn into a potato. So what you're asking there is what time frame, expiration. Again, that's the thing. That's that point. Yeah. That's that's strange that you comment. It's a common question. Would a hypothetical person? Oh. See this hypothetical. This like Mr. and Mr. Anonymous. They live next door neighbours to Mr. and Mr. Hypothetical. They live right next door, And the thing is, right, you can like trace the thread back, and you can find out like how much Mr. and Miss Anonymous bought their house for, right? And then you can work out where Mr. and Mrs. Hypothetical, what ballpark they're playing in. See if you know what sort of, economic demographic they're from in that. And then seriously, you can set up a direct marketing campaign for all the local businesses. You could set up a local, wow, you could really take advantage of that. Captured market there. So, still waiting for an unreasonable land flag. Still waiting. Well, won't do you any good. You need 4. You know how it works. Rich, you're not American or what? You'll need 4 of them. What you like? I mean, you can do it with 3, but then we're back to that triangle conversation. And you know what the weather does to triangles, so you're looking for 4. 4 unreasonable flags. And yes, you're still waiting. Yes, it's a true story. You're lucky you not won a. You're lucky you didn't win one, or you'd be well, it's Verizon on those things. You know, there's only ones that were won only many months ago, or only currently on their ways. So you were lucky it wasn't So get yourself down there, but don't, because it's absurd. I was walking around town and I was thinking to myself, it's funny how I am currently wearing the most expensive clothes in this city. I am, because they're only on Unreasonable Land, and they're at the shop, and they're fucking expensive. And I had 2 t-shirts on, and that's expensive. Expensive. I was walking around thinking I'm wearing, and some guy drove past in a really expensive car driver. I say drove past, but he was parked at the traffic lights. He didn't drive very fast. And then, I was like, yeah, well, good for you, but like, I'm wearing more, my upper body, your car is like, no, I wouldn't swap it. You never. Also, embarrassing, right? Embarrassing. Really. I thought like the guy's, it's so embarrassing. And he doesn't know how embarrassing it is, but later on you'll learn. When Jimmy has his targets, that was that bit. And then there was the bit where it was like impossible. And then the hypothetical guys that lived on Anonymous Avenue. And then what would they look at if they were thinking of options? Oh, right. So we're thinking about Jimmy options. Well, we don't want to, right? First up, you don't want to be doing that, right? That's not something you want to be doing. Don't want to be doing that. What's this thing we're looking at the minute? MVids. Did we answer that? Yeah, they're in this potential channel. You're not in a channel, but you want it to turn into a channel. You've got one touch on it, so that's like completely bonkers. It's a wedge, and you'd be looking at that in the most optimistic sense. It's not though. It's that. So you failed, and you've tried to come back to it, and you've been rejected. So at this stage, you're wondering like how far back down does it come? Here's where it gets bad. From the top to the bottom, there's various levels you look to. You'd be putting that fib in. You'd be measuring it with a 50 simple 382. Now that you've broken 236, you break below this, then it's starting to look dodgy for that call. Your put's looking all right though. And then this, in terms of a bounce, you would probably get bullish divergence should you get there. So if you're anticipating downside exit in that position first, then there's that. And I don't know overall how you're managing your trade and whatnot, but then this thing, you want it to not break below the 50 simple on the 2-day. Not that that's what you'd be looking at. Here's the golden cross on the daily time frame. Catch in price action. Of course it came back there. Who gives a shit about your stupid wedge? Get out of town. The channel, and it caught the 50 simple. Whoa, channel, and then back up to 236, channel, fucking channel that shit, and then yeah, woo. No, here, what is it like? It's just because it's Friday, you can't talk like that, Trace One. Yeah, so catch the 382, and a new formation starts evolving, and then Corey's in profit, and then yes, channel. What's that Chug guy? Mr. Chug. What's his name? Mr. Chug. That's what's his name again? Mr. Chug. That's his name, is Mr. Chug. So what was that? That was a huge glass. Kieran. AHT. He got us onto the old AHT, and now he won't let us get away from it. We'll have it. We'll have your AHT, and then the expirations on the GME options. We still haven't answered that question properly, but we'll let us face it. Let's face it. What? Let's stop that. Stop. Wait, what? Expirations hit the target. We have to go back to the GME chart. The reason that we didn't answer the question was because we were trying to answer the previous question to that properly. But we had already answered it, so I was just overkill there, and we wanted to get back to GME, and you wanted to look at options. And everything's grand, right? It can't go lower, bro. There's literally no possibility in the entire universe. No way. It's completely fucking impossible. Maths. I had a look at the maths book. You know how in English, right, or any language, you have encyclopedias, and in them they tell you about every possible thing that could ever have happened. Well, there's obviously a maths one. Of course there is. You will have it in your house. If you haven't, you'll have had a guy come, or a girl, probably from Europe, come to your front door, should you be in America, and say to you, here, do you want to buy this book? It's an encyclopedia. And you'll have cut them off and said, no thanks. But it was an encyclopedia of maths, and everyone in Europe has multiple copies of this thing, and we get the new edition every year. And it comes out and it tells you all of the maths, every bit of maths. So you don't need to learn it, right? Which frees you up. That's what Europe's freed up from, learning all the maths. Like out in America, where I've heard that you have to learn this shit. Whereas here in Europe, we have a book you can refer to. It's got an appendix, got a contents at the front, it's got a glossary. Everything's explained. It's super easy. You never have to do anything. That frees us up. We can have siestas. We can like paint. You know, we paint shit. You know, been painting shit for years. And then like other people, like they do other things like exercising, right? That like, not like the Peloton generation, exercising that like takes you also away from the environment you would have previously been in. So like different from that exercise, that other exercising. It's all European shit. It's all European. European is fake, right? And then yeah, so why are we talking about this? Yes, oh, the Encyclopedia of Maths. Yes, the Encyclopedia of Maths. That's what it is. And in there, if you go to page, if you got it, you'll have got it, right? Go to page 48,700. No. Yeah, well, you could refer there, but actually we'll skip that. Go to page 69,420. Go in there and go down to paragraph tuckballs. And in there it says, on there, clearly, you'll see it. You'll see everyone right now, look at you reading it. And what does it say? Exactly. Can't go lower, bro. Can't go lower, bro. So, yeah, everyone in the chat at the same time is saying it. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's great to see that coming through there, and it's great because I didn't know how many has actually had the copy of it. Get Felt's the next line. You're too drunk. You're not reading properly. So, and then can't go lower, bro. But obviously it can, and it's going to that where I would be buying it. So thanks very much. Just go there. And then that's not the point that we're talking about. But your question came in from Cookie, who says, "Hello, dear Margaret." Wait, this fax is the wrong one. Dear Margaret. No, it doesn't. It said the thing that we read a million times already. And the question was a timeline question. And it's like, earlier on today, I did a video that doesn't start until tomorrow morning, which is now today, and we're in the morning, but not early enough to get McDonald's delivery. So what does any of that mean? You try to put it together and you're asking me like timelines. Timelines? Mr. and Mrs. Anonymous? Mr. and Mr. Hypothetical? Right, it's the cul-de-sac of love. Bing bong, bing bong. Bing bong, bing bong. This is it now. It might not be that you ever get an answer to that question, because I already am aware of how inhibited I am that it might not happen. So I just want to put that out there now while I'm conscious. And then also, I would like to point out at that same moment, nah, shit, that's gone. Well, me. Good tip, that. Top tip there. And then, yes, so when's the expiry on them? Miles away. What's the strike price? Well, I mean, you'd be basing that on your resistance, the horizontal support and resistance. You'd be monitoring it based on the charts. And part of the additional stuff you'd be looking at in there would be open interest. And in terms of like open interest and why you'd be monitoring it in a continuum, well, no, not really. You'd be looking at its change. And then you'd be looking at the ATR, and you'd be looking at the support and resistance as defined by the call and the strike side. And then you'd be working out along with like the ATR and the percentage change in open interest on either side, and which was greater, and the continuation of that trend, and how the ATR itself develops. You'd be looking at all of those things in order to determine when is the best place to, sell your trade, close your trade, along with loads of other things, options calculators, which is great, handy. You get loads of data underneath. I say. That's where you find the comments and the description on videos. It's brilliant. It's underneath the videos. It took me years. It's credible, right? It's credible. It's totally credible, right? You're probably the same as me. For years and years and years, right? I was using YouTube, and people would say, leave me a comment. And I'd go to leave them a comment, right? And I'd scroll up to the top looking for the comment section above the video. And I couldn't find it. And this persisted for, you know, it must have been from like 2003 to 2011 at least. Every time I'd scroll up to find the comments, I couldn't find them. And what I realized was, right, is that you're a huge fanny if you don't leave comments underneath the trade spotting videos. It's super easy to do and it boosts the channel. Why don't you do it more? That's what I realized. At that moment, I realized that. Did you realize that at that moment as well? I realized at that moment, I realized it back then. You know, back then. Oof. So, what's next then? Could be kind of a dick move. Could be. What are we talking about though? I am positive that very few are like you, Sir Good Gentleman Jack at Tracepoint. Oh, thank you very much. To yourself too, sir. Could be kind of a dick move, lol. I don't know what that means. Is that making it like police friendly or something? What do you say the lol first? I don't understand anymore. So, we'll start where we finished. No. Yes. That's what they say. I like to start where I finish. That's it. That's what it is. Essentially, that's it. It saves a lot of time. You know, you'd think because you've made it so concise, but then actually everybody asks you what you mean, so it doesn't. You know, and so you think you did it, but it only worked for yourself. And then in case what's the point? If it only works for you, what's the point? So, Ghosted Curry Bing Bong, best dressed baby, bought the onesie. Yeah, what? You didn't. It's incredible. It's incredible. Holy shit. Exclusivity is a big part of that, so I'll have to quickly reduce the availability should you have done that. We'll triple check that. Fantastic news. Best dressed baby. You're going to be doing a yoga pose in it. Brilliant. Brilliant. So, where we started where we beginned. We starteth where we beginneth. There we go. Pickle Rick on the screen just for me. You might be able to see it. That's only luck if you can. I didn't intend to be so generous with Pickle Rick's face. He did ask me to keep it to myself. Ba-dum, bam, ba-dum, bam, 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 ba-dum, bam, 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 ba-dum. I think we've covered everything. I think we did everything. If I missed something, it's like probably the answer to Cookie's question, which is when you're aiming for things to go up. Well, you have to base all of that on the overall economy because still not enough of the float's been locked down that we can, in and of it ourselves, control price action to our heart's desire. Which should we be trying to do would be against the rules, so of course we don't do it, and because I've now explicitly stated that, it's obvious, and then how would it ever be that I would do it? And you know, you gotta keep that in your AHT, yeah, gotta remember that, shit. And I do that now, and you gotta remember that, well, I can't remember what I was thinking, but you gotta remember it, you remember it, right? Hopefully you do, because I forgot it, and if it was before I said it, well, that's awful, isn't it? It's like one of those stories on the interwebs. So we've got to do AHT. So we have whoops. Whoops the daisy. There we are. And there's your big for old time's sake. For old time's sake there's your balls. There's your balls for old time's sake. Aye! Tracepoint said, don't smoke you. Don't do that. It's bad for you. Shh. Top secret stuff. Shh. Thank you again, sir. You're welcome, sirs. Sirs. HT for Super Cashy. Super Cashy? That's who we're doing it for. My goodness gracious me. Hat for AHT. What? Now, you've created a love triangle with one missing piece. Hat for AHT. Okay, maybe that works. I don't know, don't know if I like this. I think this sounds like a episode of Neighbours or something. It's not good enough. Right. Right. So there's wow, this song. I mean, you can't get enough of it, can you? See how I have to reach around this microphone? It's so difficult being me.
It look clock about 102. It's a Saturday and Biggie ain't got nothing to do. I'm interrupted by a phone ring. Sometimes I wish I never got the motherfucking thing. Hello, hello, can I speak to Biggie? Yo, who this? Tanisha, yo, call back, I'm busy. Why don't you hit me on the box a little later? Washed up, got dressed, hits the elevator. Steps out, it's the same old scene. Dope fiend, crack fiend, eyewitness news team. I seen the honey with the butt looking butter soft. I know she look much better with them clothes up off. Sitting all thick with the ruby red lipstick. That's the one I got to get with. Can I get with ya? 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 Why you wanna get with me? Cause you got a big B-U-T-T. See? Can I get with ya? 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 Why you wanna get with me? Cause you got a big B-U-T-T. She said if I get with you, I got to get with your whole hood rat crew. What you think I do? Sling skins for a living? My name ain't November. This ain't Thanksgiving. You ain't Michael Bivins. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Do me, baby, I ain't down. My name ain't Tupac, I don't get around. You hitting this nigga, how that sound? First of all, you got me mixed up with somebody you done slept with. Hold up, that's my unitary shit. I got something slicker. Let me just sip up on this liquor. All I wanna do is smoke a little chronic, slam you like Onyx, and get you hooked on this Biggie Smalls phonics. 102, how to squeeze 22s in them Reebok shoes, huh? Can I get with ya? 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 Cause you got a big B-U-T-T. Can I get with ya? 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 Why you wanna get with me? Cause you got a big B-U-T-T. I said, walk me upstairs, cause I forgot my Phillies. She said, I don't care, just don't be acting silly. I knew I had a track with my hardcore rap, and it wouldn't take a second before I had her on the back, twiddling with the bra strap. Threw on my silk CD, cause I wanna get freaky with you. Lose control on the skins is all I can picture. Now I'm about to hit ya. Can I get with ya? Ow, can I get with ya? Why you wanna get with me? Cause I got to make you get hey, can I get with ya? Can I get with ya? Hey, can I get with ya? You big booty bitch, come on. Do the big booty bitch. So black, so black, so black. So black, can I get a little so black? Can I get a little so black? Yo, we fucking the fuck out of this motherfucker. Yo, let me hit the third verse, yo. That was the end. Blame it on my mama, I'm a thug nigga. Before the sun rise, quicker than the drug dealers. Tell me if it's on. Nigga, then we first up on bus on these bitch made niggas. Sit 'em up. West side, ain't nobody love me as a broke nigga. Finger on the trigger, Lord forgive me if I smoke niggas. I let my female strap. The fucker from the back, I get my currency stacks. California's where I'm at. Riding, pass by, why these niggas wonder why I got shot but didn't die. Let them see who's next to try. Did I cry? Hell nah, nigga.
It all everywhere I go, I ball. Precise, keep my game tight, or for sure I fall. I'm the invincible. When sister time principles loop, like the heat to the mark, who got the heart to shoot? I get stitches. Play the game of BB bridges when I was young, dreaming about money, fame, and bitches. I like fat asses, fat money bags of cash and masses. Slowly as time passes, I found nothing but money rules, time and space. And in this realm of thoughts where all the fucking murders take place. And I'm in it to win. I'm out to get paid. Got all these bitches on my dick from all the money I made. It's a trade I've acquired. Growing up, inspired naturally, I don't give a fuck.
dead. Two murdered on the front page, shot to death, bullets to the head. Niggas holler out my name in a similar way. Motherfuckers know I'm coming, so they run into their graves. Watch, swoop down with my nigga from the band. Cause corrupt don't give a fuck, we you coward niggas now blast. Keep pumping, ain't worry about nothing. Busters thought we was frontin', so we loaded, keep dumping.
I feel heat everywhere, niggas see me up in the streets. I don't tweak, speak it straight, 38 under the seat, mash. Mission mode, my thoughts withhold. Plots and plans for scams, money bags of gold, rolling collide. Homicide vibes inside, thug life and dog pound on this midnight ride. Ever since we hit the road, we got stationed with no hesitation. Make moves, nigga, Mr. Too Smooth, the elaborate. You're slow like motion. Focus on the money that's made and sip on this poisonous potion. Grandma get you got too much heat, too hot. Get shanked, get shot, indulging in this poisonous plot. Fame and fortune, fortune from game, weed and zags, endless amounts of cash. Jags, it's all the same. Ain't shit ever gonna change as long as
Oopsie daisy, pardon me. I was trying to talk about sugars, right? Where did it start then? Was it the weekly? Shit. Right, so I think I did. Started here, yeah, no. I started on a 5-day. I wanted to make a point. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, 5-day. Right, so what I was trying to say then. Loosely divergent on the most recent low. That would push you back up to resistance. At this point, you've got an important pivot point created here. Great. And at around $12 and 40 cents or something. Since then, you've come back down, tested a number of Fibonacci sequences. The question is, though, do you remain within this channel? Because if you do, then topside resistance, defined by this line here, that's potentially the neckline on an inverted head and shoulders, which would be shoulder, head, shoulder. And then you get an implied target, which would suggest you come up to around that level. And then, whoops, daisy. Yo, buddy, get freaking here. Whenever you break that, you might be looking at this sort of a move, that sort of a range on a break. And that's fits well with previous price action on this thing, that you would come back to those sort of horizontal levels. So if it did break above that huge possible moves, this is very, very commonly will let you down though on the big move and only exclusively get back to resistance and not any further. This time you've held the center line after a bounce, come back up to resistance and held the center line. So it still sticks with a potential bullish thesis. Even if you did break down more, you could be in some sort of a wedge which led to higher highs here, even though the overall trend doesn't break within this leg of price action, and then getting back to test these horizontals in around 1750 or higher. That would be incredible, could be happening. Overall market, you'd have to actually look to the overall market, and if it was going down, this probably wouldn't be going up. But potential areas to catch price action if it did push back down again, a bit of a sloppy head and shoulders. So you would really like it not to fall back out of this upward sloping trend line, creating that sort of a wedge. Though if it did do it and it bounced back up and got back above here around 913, 920 again, I mean, that's not what I'm looking for. This is this Fibonacci from the low. to this part of that is not very accurate. Golden pocket retracement, at that stage you could easily come back in. If you did test this upward sloping resist support, haven't, you know, slipped out of it and it potentially become resistance and get back in again, that formation would be very positive. You create a wow signal with slightly stronger upward trajectory, you could break up again and be like AMC when we're like, it's going up to 26, 27 sort of thing. Just takes its time. So that might be what's happening. Take your time. You know, it looks like it potentially is, you know. It doesn't look to me like it's going to completely collapse, and it doesn't look like it's going to bounce amazing from here yet, though it could set itself up for a good one, and when it does, probably quite decent. That's what it looks like to me with the AHT. Then I've only done most of that in diff weekday and the 5-day, you know. Then we got down to the 3-day, and you can see topside resistance at the minute, which you will probably fill with 12.61. You're looking to that and thinking, well, it's only after that point do you make the measured move and you break out the inverted head and shoulders and you're trying to come back and close this gap here. Previous price action put in a bit of a gap here. And in advance of that, you've obviously got a flash target where also you find horizontal resistance. Not a target now, but it was in the past, and it might be an inflection point. So you'd be looking to that area. 1755 is quite a healthy move from where you are at the minute. So you got to pay attention there, and that's 5-day time frame, assuming you break up, assuming this formation breaks to the top side. Some people would tell you it's bearish. It looks like it's got an inverted head and shoulders, so I'd probably rule it to be like, you know, overall. We'll go with both. It's like neither either or rule. 6.97 golden pocket retracement. That would be suggesting you come to break below this upward sloping trend line, back below the 50 simple, catch that horizontal that most recently was the low on your left hand shoulder, potentially putting in a not so great, little bit janky inverted head and shoulders. Now, typically at this stage, I wouldn't like them. But you come back towards 697, the golden pocket retracement, and bounce up from there. That'd be nifty. Pretty nice. Does look like it might come to those levels. That's the 2-day. 3-day, you can see top side of the formation. There's another flash. So each side of where you're trading it from at the minute, there are potential areas for it to go to, reasons for it to be there, and probably bounce away from. 50 simple approaching the 200, suggesting a potential golden cross. Well, you know what happens there. 4 hour holding that 200. That's good. Be back above the 50 simple. At this stage, 1, 2, 3 touches. A little bit divergent. Come back to support 200 period moving average at 7.65. Again, back on downward sloping. Upward sloping diagonal. Why did I say that? Upward sloping. It's upward sloping, Trace Point. It's upward sloping. Yeah, but upward sloping, yo. And then that's also there on the lower time frames, 2 hour, where you find a flash at 6.25. So this looks like the sort of place it could come to, push there and then go up and fill the top flash even better. Because if it did fill the bottom one first, there it is also on the hourly at 6.08. You know, well, that's the thing, it's in the downtrend. So you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to jump in on anything long. But then, you know, and if you're long already, then you don't want to be looking positioning for a short trade. How do you manage it? So there's that. But, you know, if it did come down, all of these areas are within this, you know, this idea of it being a bottom information. So that's what we're looking at, potential bottom information. If this thing is pushing to the top side and it's got that amount of divergence at the minute, right, having caught a potential channel, doesn't have to, you know, that's a lot. It's an awful lot in an uptrend, which this is. Higher highs, higher lows. It's an awful lot. So you would obviously be looking at this thinking, well, if it does bounce back up again, what about your drawings there? What about your drawings? Another go with that. Something like that. Come on, bump. Easily could do that. Easily peasily. Takes your time, but it could happen. Aye?
Accumulated
Wowie, 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 whoa, whoa. So it's back to me, Mr. Wheelhead, to tell you about how wheelie my head wheelie is. Triple dog, yes, triple dog formation. I dare you, triple dog, dare you. If the volume of my shoulders just cracked. The volume, well, I mean, volume, useless signal. It's a useless signal in that and everything else. Wha, wha, wha. So, big news, of course, from today's sloshing was, as you paid attention, hopefully, Clover. Can't believe it, going to $58 trillion per share. All of that, by the time you've woken up, it'll have happened, it'll have been over. Everything else that's been going crazy since the sploshings, you know, all the crazy DWAC, right? What's it been doing actually as it happens? What has it been doing? This is interesting. Nobody's asked about this for ages. Ages and ages and ages and ages. Okay, so the scale doesn't even want to do what I'm asking it to do. Do what to do. What else is it? You can't see it. You guys are back on this. Oh, unlucky. Oh well. Suppose you missed out on the end sploshing end fun then. It's just for me to enjoy. Just moi. For a personal pleasure. Heck so. Wow, that was brilliant that we did on it. Did you see that? That was brilliant. I'll do it now again. Wow. So, what did you think then? Did you have a good week? Did you get a good week? Tough things. Some things tough. Others. Some trades tough. Some others pretty darn good. It's hard for me with a wheel for a head to know exactly what's going on, you know. So I get a composite position, composite understanding, which is great, but don't know exactly what's going on with everybody at any one time. So I hope, you know, you don't ever end up with a wheel for a head. Trace point, could we revisit GDRX got covered up by the Mavis chart on the fibs? Mavis chart on the fibs. Could we revisit it? No, not right now. Maybe, of course we can at some stage. Of course we can at some stage, but not now. It is 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm exhausted. So we've had a really long week, hours and hours of content like this week. You know, probably 20 hours now after all that. Maybe not actually. What was it earlier? It was yesterday. I was saying it was 12. So no, a lot of hours this week. Loads of intense videos about specific things to try and help everybody as much as possible, and more of the same next week as always. Thanks everybody who supports the channel. It's great. These Fridays are the best days of the weeks. The sploshings. Sometimes, you know, when you've had a hard day and a hard week and you've done all the work already and you've done a live stream already, you think, geez, sploshings, what's it going to be like? And then you guys come along and it's like best time ever with great friends, and we talk about interesting things and we have a good time, and I really appreciate it. And it makes the whole week great too as well. Sums it up, which, you know,